Monday morning. Today I'm just going to chill out a little bit and play around with the Watson voice APIs. I am MPJ and you are watching Fun Function. Alright, so IBM Watson, that's it's IBM's data cloud machine learning platform thingy. I'm honestly not sure. IBM has always had really confusing branding for everything. So yesterday on the Twitch stream, I played around with these APIs in preparation for a hack I'm doing this weekend. But I figured that the API was pretty impressive, and it turned out really nicely when you did it in a web app. So I figured that I would just do a quick video where I demonstrate how to use the IBM Watson voice processing inside a web app, because that was pretty fun. This is not a sponsored video or anything. I just happened to use the Watson APIs because they had a couple of features that I need for the hack. I'm pretty sure that you can do this with most streaming APIs, but what I found particularly impressive with the Watson implementation is that they have a pretty nice JavaScript API that you can use in browser, and it streams the result to streams the result over WebSocket. So it's incredibly snappy, considering that it's the voice recognition is done over in the network. Okay, so let's get started. Just create a React app, my voice thing. And while we're doing that, I'm going to pull up a browser, and we're going to do Watson Speech API. This is not what I'm looking for. Watson Speech NPM. Yeah, this is the one. This is the one we're looking for. Cool. Let's jump to the GitHub repo. Okay, back to the app. CD, my voice thing. And let's open up Visual Studio Code for this. Let's open up the terminal and go npm start to make sure that things are working. Yes, it works. I have a cold. I don't know if the microphone picks up my snot, but like my head is full of snot. All right, the first thing that we need to do is look at the examples here. So they have an example server here because we need to have access to the web service and tokens and stuff like that, and so we need to store the secrets on the server. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna grab this this server.js here. I'm gonna click that. We're gonna steal that. I'm going to do a server.js. This is just a hack. This is just an exploration, so we're not bothering with quality and crap like that. They have a bunch of stuff we don't need. They are serving and browserifying and stuff here. We don't need that for this example. We're not going to use .env either because I have already set the secrets for the API in my environment variables in my bash.profile, so that I don't accidentally share my secrets with you fine people. You're all fine people except one of you who is a criminal, and that person is destroying things for everyone. Let's remove this thing. This is the browserify stuff. We don't need that. My nose. Token endpoints. We need the speech to text thing here, but we don't need the text to speech thing. We don't care about that at all. We're gonna delete that. Most of this looks fine, I think. This thing, we can't use port 3000 because that's what's being used by the Create React App dev server. I'm going to change that to 3002. Other than that, I think that all we need to do is install all of these things here. So let's do npm I express, and we need the Watson Developer Cloud, and we need the vcap services. I'm not sure, I don't know what that is, but it's used here. And I am too lazy to investigate it. I think that's it. Boom. Installing, please stand by. Sorry about the studio being messy again, by the way. It's because I'm painting that wall there, so I had to move the desk here and move a lot of boxes there. And I'm also painting there. It's going to be nice eventually, I promise. Like, it's just a constant one more thing kind of situation with the studio. Okay. Let's see if the server runs. Node src server.js. Bam, it didn't run, it broke. Webpack is not defined. It's setting up the Webpack compiler. We don't need that. I just forgot to remove it. Let's try to run it again. Still fails. No such file or directory. Localhost.pam. All right. The point is that Chrome requires HTTPS to access the user's microphone unless it's a local host URI. So this is up a basic server on port 3001 using a self-signed certificate. So we probably honestly don't need that since we're just gonna do explorations on local hosts, to be honest. But they actually do provide some certificates here. So I'm going to just steal these. And this was localhost.cert. We also need the localhost.pem. There we go. Let's see if this works. All right, cool. Watson IBM Speech SDK, JavaScript client and app token server live at localhost 3002. That's a catchy name, ain't it? Right. This means that we can go jump to the example code here. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Okay, I'm losing myself here. They are here in the static directory. Scrolling down to Microsoft Streaming Object extracted to console. I'm just gonna copy paste this part here. We're gonna jump into our app. I wanna trigger this on a like button press. So I'm gonna delete this. I'm gonna create a button. And then listen to microphone. And on click, it's going to do things like on listen click. And I'm going to do a listener on listen click. Whoa. And I'm gonna indent that there. Yeah. So you know what? Let's just try that. Watson speech is not defined. On listen click is not defined. No, it's gonna be this dot on listen click. Watson speech is not defined. Right. This is, well, it's not defined. I need to get that from somewhere. Actually, if we go back to the npm module, to the root, we'll see that there's a Watson speech module. You can require it like sub parts here. So you see here, like we're requiring Watson speech / speech to text / recognize microphone. And if you have a look at over here, you see that it's the same structure as this thing here. So if you load it using some bullshit method like Bower, it will load it into the global scope and do this like we did JavaScript back in the dark ages. But we can use npm here. So we're going to do that. I'm going to steal that. I'm going to pull that in here. And we're going to use import recognize mic from something like that. Let's see if that works. What does this look like? Watson speech is not defined. No, we're gonna use this from here. See what that looks like. Module not found. Watson speech. No, because we haven't installed that module quite yet. So let's cancel the or shut down the React development server and go npm I Watson speech. See what that gives us. Installing, please stand by. Okay, let's start the server again. See what happens. Really nice that the React development thing just automatically reloads. I click, let's open up the developer console. Move that over here because I know that my face will be down here. And listen to microphone. Okay, breakage. Okay, fail to construct WebSocket. The URL contains a fragment identifier. Huh. You know what? I'm betting that this is the problem is that this token here is messing things up. Let's see, console.log / token is token. Let's see what happens. Listen to microphone, scrolling up. Okay, token is a lot of HTML. We're getting from, oh, okay. So we are on localhost 3000, but the server that we created, the one that is supposed to provide the token, is actually on 3002. Remember, like, because we are running our React development server on 3000, we changed that. So I'm just going to do a dirty thing here and do localhost 3002, and that is going to improve things. Listen to microphone, see what we get. Okay, it just failed to fetch. That's nice. Oh, no access control origin. It's protecting us from CORS. Cross origin requests. Since we're just developing and playing around here, we're just going to allow all the cross origin requests in the world. You can do that by just requiring the CORS module. And then use that in Express. Oh, lots of coughing. And let's oops, restarting the wrong thing. Let's do npm I CORS so that we actually get the module. And then we're going to restart the node developer. No, the node server. Our token server. Come on, install, please. Node SRC server. We're up and running. Okay, let's click that again. Okay, cannot set. All right, cool. We're getting some alternatives here. Okay, you see here that it's actually doing some really bad parsing of what it is that I am saying, because voice thinks it's these. Yeah, okay, here, cool. It just did what I just basically parsed what I said. hesitation. I like these hesitation thing. Okay, you see here that it's actually me doing some really bad hesitation. I hesitate a lot when I'm speaking. Anywho, I want to grab this and actually render it to screen because that would be really cool. So let's go back to this thing. Let's have a look at what this looks like. So it's the data object has an alternatives array, and that alternatives has each array item has a transcript property. So we're going to use that. See if we can just add a div here, and div is going to just contain state, or sorry, this dot state dot text, and oh, you know what? This won't work. Yeah, because this thing, like state, is going to be null when it's in its initial state. So we're going to have to do a constructor here, and we have to set this dot state to an empty object, I suppose. And then we also need to call super here because you need to do that in classes in JavaScript. Let's see what this looks like. Okay, it's not breaking anymore, at least. Now, when we get data, we're going to grab the data.alternatives, and the first alternative, I think that's okay, and then I think it's just transcript, if I remember correctly. Oops. And then just go this dot state dot text. See what that looks like. My nose. All right. Cannot set property text of undefined. No. Okay. First of all, I have the wrong syntax. This is how you do it in React. Text. It's still not gonna work, but okay. All right, there, bam. So this dot set state is not a function. No, it's because this is now incorrectly scoped, because when we do this listen click here, first of all, we need to bind this to this, because we need to bind. It's all a big mess. If you are interested in learning about bind and this, I've made a series on that here. We're not going to go into why this is breaking, because you need to understand this when you develop JavaScript. It's a bit tricky, but check out that video if you're confused. Then we also need to make this into an arrow function. Maybe. No, I'm not actually not sure. Let's try not. Let's not do code unless we absolutely have to. No, it's still broken. So make this into an arrow function. Okay, think that might have worked. No. No, we need to still make this an arrow function as well, so that this scope of this is preserved all through the chain. Oh, cool! Now it's updating the div. I thought I said Dave. but I said div. But this is pretty cool, right? If I speak very clearly and eloquently, then it actually understands what I am saying. But if I'm speaking just slurly, it just will blah. Closing the console here. This is basically what I wanted to show you. Let me just actually style this up a little bit because I think it's cool. Style. And then font size 40 pixels. There. All right. What does this look like? So now listening to the microphone eventually. This is what I wanted to show you. React and Watson voice recognition integrated. It's surprisingly fast considering that this is all done over the network. And this API is free. You can sign up on by just googling Watson speech APIs and click service passwords. And let me actually just show you on this in the example server. These things here, it's just the speech to text username and the speech to text password. I've set these in my bash.profile so that they're accessible here. And you can just get your own speech to text username and speech to text password on by signing up for Watson Developer Cloud. I must say, this is really fast, really impressive. Maybe there are other voice APIs that are also equally impressive, but I just thought it was fun to show you what I've been doing. And that is it for this cold episode of Fun Function. I release these every Monday morning, 0800 GMT. You can subscribe here so that you don't miss it, or you can look at another episode right now by clicking here. I am MPJ, and I'm having a cold. Until next Monday morning, stay curious.